Whew. My goodness. It took so long to get organized that I think I'm almost too inebriated to try and even play. Well, welcome. Hey, Mike. It took me so long to get organized, actually get started, that I may be too hammered to even play, but we're going to see what happens and kind of run through this. So the guys that follow me on Twitter and Facebook and on YouTube and all that sort of fun stuff, you'll know that I'm into physical board games and stuff like that. Looks like we got, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't need the other folks. They'll tune in real quick and then tune out real quick. Hey, so first thing, well, actually, I'm going to wait a while, and just in case a few folks turn up, but I'm going to show a little bit more about this book. I just picked this up from A.C. Sanders III, and it's a book about his personal experiences and stories from the Vietnam War. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on if we get a few guys on, because I want to try and promote the book because he was a very nice gentleman. And okay, so let's see where we're at with this thing. I think we have flags down on the map over. Oh, I've got a heart. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, there's a in a good way. There's a flags are down on the map. Demonstrating where we are now going to do Scud attacks, because we are up to we did the initiative, movement, and combat. When we did this, we're doing the second initiative, the second strike phase in an initiative turn. So what happens here in the game, and Mike, I don't know if you've actually played it or not, since you're the guy that's actually online with me here. You go through your initiative and ED and all that sort of good stuff, and there's an air naval phase where you do all the air superiority. You have a strike phase and then supply, then movement and combat, and then you immediately get another strike phase if it's an initiative turn, which is kind of cool. Then you go into supply again, and then we go into the what's called the basic movement and combat, which we would which we would do in every turn. And we don't do the initiative turn if one side or the other doesn't have initiative. Okay. Long and the short of it is, I'm part of the way through the turn, and we are now ready. And I'm not following the sequence of play exactly because this is supposed to be alternating, and since I'm playing solo, the hell with that, right? So what we can do here is I'm going to do all the Scud missiles. I've done all the cruise missiles, and they were pretty deadly. The Americans nailed some. Where did I attack? Oh yeah, I knocked out a headquarters unit somewhere over on the left-hand side of the map over here, and I've got a strike marker on this guy, and I can't remember where else I hit. I think one failed. I think I tried to hit here, because I wanted to soften up these guys here. So now we have the Scud phase, and Scuds are basically like a cruise missile, except they're less effective. And when we look at them on the table, if I can find the table, here we go. We're going to use the advanced strike table, and we're going to use the Scud missile result. And as you can see, you look across here on the terrain, and you can see all Scud missiles pretty much foobar you all the way through on a roll of 5 out of 10, and a roll of, what is that? A roll of 2, 0 through 2 will get you a flat out step loss, right? Or depending on what you're attacking. It's only when you get into Scud missiles on the air defense tracks, so trying to hit the SAM defenses, that you get it gets a little more difficult. You've got to basically roll a 0 to have any effect. And in hardened targets are, of course, difficult to get as well. So we're going to roll some dice, and here's how I like to do it. I grab a handful of dice. Where are they? There's 2, there's 3, and I go left to right across the board and keep it real simple. So we're going to do, just to keep it real, we'll do the Republic of India first. So we're going to do 1, 2, and there's a third one here, and we'll go blue, red and gray for the results, and so we roll those, and they're pretty good rolls. So we've got a 2, a 7, and a 1, and we'll look up those results. And now there's not a lot of, let me get a little drink here. Got a little whiskey going on. There are not a lot of DRMs for Scuds because on the DRM, have you played this before, Mike? I don't know if you have. I think you have. I think you're a player, so you will know what I'm talking about here. There are not a lot of, come on, focus camera, fucker thing, come on. Anyway, there's a bunch of DRMs there. Not very many of them actually relate to Scud missile attacks. There are DRMs for cruise missiles, so plus or minus +1 if you're a non-US missile strike. So everyone else is less effective, and then of course there's weather and all that sort of good stuff. So basically we have the only thing we need to check is a -2, which would be freaking awesome if the stack is overstacked, and it's a 4-step stack limit. 2, 3, dang it. Yeah, we killed the step there last turn. All right. Okay, so it's a raw roll. On the Scud table, a 2 is going to be a kill step. And one thing I'm really not 100% sure on, so you can tell I'm starting to slow my words, that's great. 100% sure on, and results, X is a destroyed air defense track -3, or a unit loses a step. So we choose the unit we're attacking, and I'm choosing to attack the top guy. Didn't declare that beforehand, but we're going to obviously kill the strongest unit. 7 is a miss, I believe, yes. And so that's that. So that can come off there. And that guy. And then a 1 over here is going to be a kill. So we'll do this. We'll just take, oh yeah, this guy is not reduced. So we'll pop that bad boy down. These are the airborne. I think, no, they're not airborne. Well, whatever they are, they're tough. They're the PRC, the People's Republic of China. So we're weakening those because the PRC has been very effective. We got a couple of people join. Hey, didn't see who joined you there. I was rolling dice. Who joined us? So I'm not sure who you are or what's going on, but we're playing Next War, India, Pakistan. Mike can fill you in if he wants to. He's been watching for a little bit. And the PRC are reasonably tough units, and they have tried to move from Islamabad to the right of the screen down into this area here where the 101st and the 82nd Airborne have landed to capture, in the loose nuke scenario, have landed to try and capture what they believe are nuclear weapons installations. All right, there are 36 of these clear encounters on the map for the newbies, and I missed that. I'm sorry, I'm watching the map and not looking at the screen to see who's talking to me. Otherwise, it's just hard to concentrate on the game because it's kind of challenging for noobs like myself. 36 of these on the map. 18 of them have a 5 or a 6 underneath here. So this guy here has a 6. That is worth VPs. The 5s are worth less VPs. So you can see them over there. We spotted those using special forces and electronic detection. And you can also physically search for them as well. Okay, so let's see. So we did, and right now we're in the kind of the Scud missile phase, and we're resolving combats. So now we're going to go back and deal with the Pakistani strikes. They have 2 strikes, and as I said to Mike, we're just going to grab 2 dice. The red die will be the counter on the left, and the blue die will be the counter on the right, and we're using this one and this one here. Okay, so ooh, that's going to hurt. A 1 and an 8, and that is not going to hurt. So I'll show you how this works for the newbies that have just joined us. Scud missiles, terrain over here. These guys are, well, it really doesn't matter. Pretty much any terrain except for hardened installation is going to cause damage. So we're going to knock a step off of this dude here because it's an X result, and that immediately results in a step loss. So that's a 1, so that's good. 8 is a complete miss. That's a whiff. And that's actually really lucky because, as you can see here, this HQ is flipped over from its full strength side. And the 82nd Airborne has taken absolute ass kicking from missiles and headquarter attacks and stuff like that. It's been pretty brutal. So I need some more of this. So that's those Scud missile attacks. Now let's move over to this portion of the map. And does the screen look foggy to you, or am I just completely hammered? That could be that I'm hammered. I don't know. All right, let's see here. Let's do these two results. So once again, these are two Pakistani attacks. We're going to do blue on the left, red on the right. Oh man, that die has killed me. That's another one, but thank God that's a 6 there. So 1 is going to be a step loss, and that is a honkin' big 3-step unit. And it's going to flip to an 8-5. Look how degraded, how quickly they get degraded from 18 to 8. Reflects the training and discipline, no doubt. All right, and these guys rolled a 6, and I think a 6 is going to, yeah, just a miss. No DRMs on this roll. Oh, it's in the marsh. Does that matter? No, it does not. Okay, so that's that attack there. All right, now we got 3 more Scud missile attacks up here that we're going to deal with. I'll give you guys a look at the full map in a second if you want to. We're going to be careful with the, where's the third die? So, blue, red, gray. Suck it, double suck it. All right, that just blows. The Republic of India really needed to put some pain on those hexes there, because we're trying to degrade that little defensive alcove here. And I'll show you why that matters in just a sec if I remember to. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. I think that's going to be all the Scud missile strikes. So if we look at the map, I'll sit back a bit for you. Look at the map. The priorities are pretty straightforward. We're trying to get to the yellow hexes, and these also yellow hexes, yellow counters, and these have yellow counters underneath. I've already spotted all these guys. All the ones that are rotated to the right demonstrate that we know what the value is, and it's a high value target, so we've got to get to it. We don't know what the value of these 3 hexes are. So there's 2 right there that we care about, and that's also the road to Islamabad, where there's a high value hex that we know for sure. And we know that these 2 are not high value. We don't know what that one is. So this is a key road junction, river crossing that we need to kind of penetrate here. I've got this, massive 2 or 3 corps here that were planning on heading that way, since the Soviets and the Americans have kind of got this shit locked down here and pretty much smacked the crap out of all of these units here. Yo, Devin, what's up? And I think Devin is Muzzlehead, if I remember correctly. Kind of tipsy, so anything could happen. I'm pretty sure that's Devin. Okay, so I wanted to get that some degradation on this HQ here, so that we would have a better chance at impacting attacks that are going to go on here. All right, so what we've done now is finished, I think, the second strike phase prior to the supply phase. So what will happen now, he said, quickly checking. Oh, yeah, so we haven't finished the strike phase. We can do aircraft. So what I'm going to do is this for you guys here. I have 4, should I use these? They're 2s. That's a 3. Here's some 3s. Do I want them? I probably should show you guys, what the hell I'm pondering about. Okay, over here, I've got the aircraft that are left available for the turn. These guys are in the ready box, so I've held these back for combat support, either in offense or defense. I've got a Wild Weasel attacks. I just haven't bothered with attacking the air tracks because they're pretty heavily degraded right now, so I'm not too fussed. I'm not too worried about the defensive capabilities of the Pakistanis. We've pretty much crushed their will to live when it comes to the air war, number 1, and the AAA and the SAM sites. We've pretty much foobarred that beyond recognition. I've got a lot of supporting aircraft for escorts and stuff like that. The question is, do I want to use these strikes to make the planned attacks that we're looking at running here on the map more effective by striking the hexes now or using them for combat support? And I'm probably going to use them for combat support. So I'm going to declare the turn, the phase over, and we move our little, look at me, I'm actually going to do it right. I'm going to move the phase marker. Doody-doody-doo. So if we're going to move that from somewhere to somewhere, I don't even freaking know where it goes. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's the phase movement marker. Now the PRC and the Packies, they could actually run some missions, but they're going to save their missions also for defense. No point trying to attack stuff just yet, I don't think. So that means we are going to go to the second supply phase. Interestingly enough, now back over here, the somewhat arrogant this is the 101st here. These guys got a little cocky, got ahead of themselves. They are now, when we look at them, we're going to work out whether or not they're in supply. They were out of supply. They can count back to an urban center they control or in their home country, and it's 4 movement points. So it's going to be a half, 1.5, 2, 3. Oh, look, they're you can't see, but we're too far away still. So these guys are still going to be considered out of supply unless I spend some supply points. And I believe, is it 4 or 2? Or is it 3? Regardless of how many, I'm going to get a little marker and mark the board and look it up later. So we keep the shizzle going here. I'll put a little marker on the board with the whatchamacallit, whiteboard marker pen thingy. And now I'm going to do where is the roll for supply? Somewhere here. Oh, it's so painful. It's so painful when I'm retarded like this. Let me scroll out without knocking the screen over. Okay. Repair, interdiction, automatic victory, emergency supply. There it is. It nearly bit my ass. Okay, here. Let me just get rid of that guy. Cancel. I have something on my screen. I'm just trying to get rid of. Okay, here's the emergency supply. Basically, I'm trying to supply ground units and an HQ. HQ is 2 or less. You know what? I'm going to try and supply each individual ground unit. That's going to cost more, but we're going to do that. So there's 1, 2, oh shit, there's 3 of them there. We get tons of supply. We're Americans. It's all good. So we're going to roll the die. I'm going to roll for each one, I guess. So that's 3 units. So we'll roll 3 times. Basically, I want a 5 or less. And we get 1 9. So one of the guys is going to be out of supply now versus all of the guys. I didn't declare them, so before I look at them, I'm going to go like this: 1 2 3, 1 2 3. So whatever the bottom unit is, which is probably the best one. No, they're all the same. Okay, so the bottom guy's out of supply. All right, so they're still out of supply. Now, that's the first problem. Here, all of these fellas, these orange chaps, they are going to be out of supply also, I believe, because last turn we had not cleared... Whoops. Is it just me, or what's going on with the focus on this thing here? Sorry about that, guys. Let me just try and... There we go. Is that better? Someone let me know. That looks better. Looks marginally better. Yeah, okay, good. All right, thanks, Devin. It also looks like my screen is smudged. I'm going to do something you shouldn't do. I'm going to grab the screen here and just clean it a little bit. And hopefully... Yeah, that looks better to me. I must have put my big pudgy fingers over it. Okay, supply. Supply is a problem because last turn we had combat. Hey, Scott. Sorry, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. All right. Sorry. It's this that's the problem. I've been drinking this all night, and actually I only bought this last week, and it is really freaking good, and it goes down way too fast. Now as I'm actually looking at this, I'm thinking, wow, I am pretty freaking, I'm in a lot of trouble. A lot more trouble than I thought I was in. Here's why. Here's the supply marker. Where's the mobile supply? The mobile supply, dude, is here. Why? Oh my God. So all of these guys, it's 4 movement points. What I have to be able to do is convert one of these. Yeah, the alcohol. What I have to be able to do is move this. Has a 0 rated movement, and I have to convert it into mobile, MSUs, mobile supply units. But there are no more because we've got everything else. I'm pretty sure we've got everything else on the board, and unless they're in this pile over here. Let's see. No, not in that. So this is the problem. This is the problem I have. We're kind of up a shit creek, reaching into the enemy's territory. So let's say, for argument's sake, with the pen, save us putting our supply markers everywhere. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to have to work our way to do this. Basically, everything here, this direction, is out of supply, and we're going to have to factor that in when we get into the combat. Now, there is good news that on this portion of the board, I have a highway here that only costs 3. That is 1 movement point per 3 hexes. And I have negated the zones of control over here. So it gets a little complicated, but I might be able to get 4 hexes back to, here's a mobile supply unit right here. So I'll be able to get everybody back into supply once I get a mobile supply unit up to there. But because we did this massive kind of breakthrough and exploit movement last turn, we kind of lunged forward. Now we're doing our second supply. And you may wonder, well, Kevin, why weren't they out of supply in the first supply phase? Well, it's because I frickin' didn't notice. So there. So these guys are all out of supply as well. So I guess we should mark the map there as well. This is not good. How about that for the first time doing live gameplay, you freaking loser. All right, all those guys are out of supply as well, pretty much. So that's the supply phase. These guys are still out of supply here. Let's see what else we got going on. These chappies are going to be out of supply for the PRC, so we're going to pop them into our supply, and that'll be terribly exciting while you listen to me click a counter, because I'm out of OOS counters. So that guy's out of supply, and all my other Pakistani units, as I look at them, are going to be okay because they are in their home country. And if you're in an urban center in your home country, then you're in good shape for supply. Oh, that's good. Smooth. Put a little bit of water in that. Okay, let's see. I think we're ready to conduct the movement phase. Movement and combat phase for the basic movement and combat phase section. Initiative player goes first. That's the allied chappies, so the Indians and whatnot. Now, movement is going to be halved for all these guys. It's going to impact their effectiveness rating, which, you know, these guys all have effectiveness ratings of 5, so they're going to be down to a 4, and I believe their combat values are also going to be halved. So basically everyone fighting in this little section of the world is going to be halved, unless I wanted to spend more points on supplying them, and basically I don't. I may actually spend money on this to do that, supply to do that. I'm going to roll for those units there. Let's take a chance. Let's roll just for the HQ. So roll for the HQ. Fuck. All right, I rolled a 6, so those guys are going to be out of supply. Super special. I'm going to turn that. We know that's out of supply. We'll just turn that. And the Soviets are out of supply as well. God bless it. Okay. Is anyone having fun yet? I'm not. Movement. Let's do it. I need to knock out these 2 guys. I need to do a clearing actions later on in the turn here. So we can knock this guy out pretty straightforward. It's a defensive, it'll be a 3-to-1 attack in the marsh. So we're not too worried about that. Okay. Defensive 1. Thanks, Scott. So let's see, defensive 1. I've got Artie here. Now, so before we go one itty bitty step further, there is a final thing I can do in the strike phase, and that is I can do headquarter strikes against enemy units, and if they're in range. Now, I would have to look up the rule, and to save myself the time, I'm just going to say that these guys really should have been out of supply last turn, last supply phase. So I'm guessing they probably shouldn't or couldn't be able to do headquarter strikes. So I'm going to ignore that. I only have 1 headquarter down here that is actually in range to do any damage. The enemy has no headquarters other than this 1 guy here, and he's reduced, and he would have to pay a penalty because he's reduced. Probably not worth trying to do a strike on either of those 2 units. And he can't reach this guy here. He only has a range of 1, so he's he's going to range of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so okay, this is worth doing for the Packies. We got to give the Packies a bit of a chance because they're really sucking a win right now. They've lost a buttload of units. There's the dead stuff over there on the left hand side. Okay, so I know it's complicated, but it's a rewind. All right, we're going to let's just dump back into the strike phase for a second. And let's do a headquarter strike for the Packies over there. We're going to use the advanced strike table, and it's a non-US headquarters, and we rolled an 8, so we don't have to worry dickus about it. We shouldn't have even bothered. There are no other attacks that I want to do with headquarters on either side. Now we're going to continue with the movement phase. Let's kind of go left to right just to keep life simple, particularly since I've been drinking. Oops, sorry guys. No, don't make my unit waterlogged. That would be bad. Get over there. Okay. Four. And these guys. I wish we could test for supply at the point of attack, but we don't do that. I moved this dude up here because I was planning on a push this way, and really the opportunity came that way. So the first thing I'm going to do is move this friggin' supply truck. Eesh. 1, 2, well, he's not going to get very far, is he? 1, 2, 3. 3 2/3 to there. So that'll help. 3 2/3 to there. Okay. Now we'll be able to lunge supply up to these guys a little better. 1, 2, 3.5. We'll make it there. So that's good. So we got all these guys will be pretty much back in supply next turn. Next supply check. I'm really suffering here. They've got 7 factors in there. I've got an attack value of about 10, 12, 15-ish. I need to get HQ up there to bolster the attack. Let's do that. I need some artillery. There's no artillery. There's nothing. These guys suck. All right, let's do this. Half, well, a third. That's 1 to there, plus 1 for the zone of control. That's 2 1/3 to there. I don't think I have to pay to exit the swamp. Oh, I'm trying to clear this. All right. This does, although this guy's out of supply, this is an enemy unit here out of supply. I'm a little bit worried about leaving that exposed. Okay. See, part of the problem with this game, part of the problem with this scenario is I've got to leave units in these uncleared hexes because I haven't discovered whether or not there's shit in there yet, right? Whether there's nuclear goodies in there. So I can't just plunge forward. I've got to clear these hexes. And you only get a certain number of electronic detections and special forces operations a turn. So I'm trying to supplement that. 2 is not going to do it, so that ain't going to happen there. I can't use that. I'm going to have to keep 4 steps in there to try and clear that hex. Okay, so that is a very weak attack. We'll bolster that with air. We've got a strike on this dude. We need to crunch this bad boy as hard as we can. I think we'll do this. I think we will. He's going to get the arty benefit here. This guy, I think we'll just leave that as it is. These guys are, 2 of them are not out of supply. Let's put a chopper in on this attack. We're going to put a chopper in on this attack. I'm going to put 2 choppers in on this attack. And all of those units will attack there. All of these guys, and I'm going to roll in one of these dudes who is in supply. Are they in supply? Yes, they are. So we will, actually, no, they're not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, actually, these guys are. These guys here are okay. Can I count? I'm counting from an urban hex here. So that's 1, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 3 1/3. So these guys are in supply. Okay. So let's do this. Let's take advantage of that. Let's put the arty like this. I'm going to move this guy to here. I'm going to move this guy to here. And we'll take out this unit and this unit. Okay, that's 1. That was actually 1 to there. 2. Does artillery have a zone of control? That's OCS. It's not. I think these guys do have a zone of control, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. That'll do it. Okay. Okay. Let's hang in there. Oh, hello, cat. These guys are not out of supply anymore. 1, 2, 3. Actually, they are still out of supply. Hang on a second. Come on. Yeah, there's nothing for you here. Go on. So mean. All right, so we've done that. I need to clear this hex here. So there's 2 units there, there's 2 units there. We need to bolster that. So let's do this 2, 3 to there. And I'm going to put this guy over here. I'm going to put 4 in there. I'm going to move this up into range to attack that hex. We've got pretty much overwhelming power on this hex. This is the problem. So moving in across marsh, I believe, is going to cost us, where's the chart for that, is 3 for the marsh is going to be, and this is just like lock and load. It's not in alphabetical order. 3. So 3 plus 1 is 4 to there. I'm going to put this guy here. I can't move the armor through the marsh. I'm going to move this guy up 1 to here. Okay. And let's finish this off. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2 to there. Where's my HQ unit? Let's push that HQ unit up to here. Put these choppers in on this attack here. I've got rockets. These guys don't move terribly fast. Rough is going to be... rockets are considered motorized, and it's rough. It's going to be 3, so it's 3 to there. That's as far as they can go. I can push these dudes up. See, down here I could move these units up, but no, because they are trying to clear that hex. I'll put 2 choppers on that bad boy. I'm really not going to do anything up here because there's just too many tough Chinese units and lots of good quality infantry units here. I'm a little worried about a counterattack through here, but there's really nowhere they can go. And frankly, they're going to want to protect these, hoping that they are high value hexes. So that the Pakis actually have a little bit of an incentive to kind of sit and hold versus attack. I did not resolve this Scud missile attack here because I'm a dork. That went off the table. 5. 5 is going to be a 1 hit. That will be a strike marker rated 1 on the HQ. Move that, get that out of the way, drink some of this alcohol. And let's see. Let's see here. I can move these guys up. These units here in the center that we haven't moved. No, I can't because none of those hexes are cleared. See? Look at that. Oh, this one is. I've got this guy. He's a 6, and I just bang those bastards. Alright, that dude has to stay there. So what I'm going to try and do here is consolidate the pink core. I think we want the pink core. No, we want the yellow core. No, we want the pink core. Let's take the pink core and move these guys up. And with this. So that's going to be 1 to there, 2 to there, 3. I'll take care of this business here. That's going to be, I think that's going to be... Highways are not a third for infantry, I don't believe. Whereas major, primary... Yeah, it's just a half. Okay, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3 to there, 4 to here. And that would be, let's do this, 4. Pop this guy back 1 because he can sit back. He's got a range of 4. That leaves me 1, 3 hexes there. We own this guy. 3 stacking points there. I've got 2 stacking points there. I really need another stacking point. I'm going to move this mobile truck up. That's kind of cheating. No, it's not. Because I'm not going to leave it there. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 to here. I'm going to put that guy there. 3. Stack it with this guy. 3.5. And that's going to put everybody back into supply at the end of the turn. That's awesome. That's going to be perfect. I'm underweight for doing the urban clearing operations there. I think I need 4 steps, but we'll see what happens. Okay, that is probably all of the movement. There's not a lot of movement. I'm just very foggy. So let's resolve some combat. And the combat that we want to do is, let's start over here because this is going to be the worst situation over here. Well, the first thing we're going to do is allocate air across all of the combats. So non-initiative player goes first. The Chinese say, hey, we know what's going on here. We're going to bring some heavyweight air support in. I'm going to move these counters out of the way. This is the problem with the real-time play. See, I can never do what Calendale does. He's pretty awesome. Okay. We're going to do one there. We are going to, looks like we're going to try and protect this because it's going to slow down. Although it's a pretty hopeless attack, I think. Yeah, that's not worth protecting. Be interested to see if helicopters actually are allocated first, whether I need to declare that before I declare air. We're going to kill that. We're going to kill that. There's no protecting that. I think this could be over here. Could be a potential hotspot right here. We might want to try and protect that. And I'm actually going to provide an escort to each of those. So I kind of put them off to one side behind like that. And these are stealth fighters, so they're pretty freaking awesome. Okay, so that's the defensive allocation of air. Now what we're going to do as the Yanks is go, hey, first things first, we want to try and detect, see if we see these attacks coming in. Blue die is going to be for the left, and the gray die will be for the right. Blue die is 0, boom. So we detect, and 1 as well. So we detect both. So I can intercept with aircraft. I just picked up the weather counter with my sticky fingers, and I'm going to bring in the pain. Maybe. Ha! Where are my awesome guys? I'm used up all my American jets, so I'm going to bring in one of those and one of those. I'm actually going to bring in 2 interceptors over here because I can do that because I have air superiority. And I now allocate my resources, and here is what I'm going to do. I am going to bring the big guns. Let me just check something real quick. I'll be right back. Too many pieces of paper. What is that? So I'm bringing 3 to this to counter this in case it comes through. I am bringing a escort. Well, he cannot intercept because A, he hasn't rolled for it. B, he has no units left to intercept with. So that bitch ain't intercepting dick. So we can throw in our support. In fact, I can throw here, I can put 2 units in, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to put 2 units in on the left-hand side of the map. And these other attacks, just for insurance, because we're almost done with the... Golly, we're almost done with the turn. I'm bringing 2 to this guy, 2 to this guy, and 2 to this guy. Okay, so what are we doing here now? Now, we still have to go through SAM and AA detection, and that's kind of the neato thing. So these guys first. Let's do this across the board. So I'm going to go left to right again. Where is the red die? Over here. Red die, blue die, gray die. Okay, this is for detection, for local AA. Okay, what did I say? Blue, gray, and red. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to go one to left to right because all the dice suck except for this one. Okay, left to right. No early detection here. So no early detection and no detection on local. So fail. 6. I think 6 on local is going to be horrible as well. Let's check. Where is the air defense local AA? Yeah, that's nothing. He's got nothing. And a 2 on the local is going to be an abort. No. A +2 to the die roll. Okay. So that's a +2 to the die roll on that guy. And I've also got to roll for the local AA now. I think you roll twice. You roll once for each one. So we're going to do it again. Red, gray, blue. red, grey, blue. So that's going to be nothing for everybody. 5, 8, and 9. Okay, so that's those. Who else have I got? We've got one over here. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, let's resolve this air combat. This gets a little messy when we've got multiple things going on here. So the first thing we want to do over here is this. Zoom in. All right. Let's do this. The intercept, first up. So this guy is higher rated and has air superiority and has standoff capability. Or long range standoff. So let's roll for him. He rolls a 6 on the +1 table because 5 is 1 higher than 6. One higher than 4, sorry. So he's on the +1 table. And he rolled in, what is it? Standoff. Okay. DRMs, DRMs, DRMs. No, there are no DRMs, and I rolled a 6. Am I going to make it? Yes, I am. I'm going to get an advantage and a D. And a D is a damage, but it continues the mission. All right, so interesting situation here. Now we go to dogfight. So now we're both in close. I'm going to use the red die for the red unit and the blue die for the brown unit. Now we're in dogfight. But the result is horrible. It's a 9. Oh, but 2 9s. So dogfight. Basically nothing happens. That means that we're Fubad. Yep. So both of those guys are going to go back to the flown box. The mission goes through. We put that over there. That goes over there. And that goes in. So this is now going to be there. Now, no intercept. No nothing. These are just going to go straight in. So that's 3. So these are going to wash each other out. So we're going to put these to the flown box. And I'm going to put this to the flown box. And we're just going to call this a straight up attack. Now, over here, we've got something a little bit different. We've got... no combat here, no combat here, so that's fine. Let's actually resolve this little combat now here as well. So let's do the intercept first. I think that's how it works. So let's do the intercept. Everyone's got standoff. This guy has both stealth and long range, so they get to go first. And then I'll tell you something cool that happens after that. So they roll. And they roll a 4 on the 0. Whoops, a 4 on the 0 table. A 4 on the 0 table is advantage and D. See right there, advantage and D. Okay, so this guy takes a step loss. Now we move to the standoff attacks, but because this guy is stealth, he doesn't get, these guys don't get to fire, just this guy gets to fire. He doesn't, I'm not sure how this works in terms of who you actually choose to fight, but it would probably be smart to try and choose this guy. So I'm going to assume that he can do that. He rolls a 6 on the standoff. +1 for, that's not PRC, that doesn't include them. Okay, so it's going to be a 0 attack again. But see, if he did attack, that'd be on the +3 table. He would crush that dude. Well, I declared that one, so let's do it. What did I say it was? Where's the die? 6 on the 0 table. Ooh, it's a miss. So that's a miss. Now we go to the dogfight phase, and now both of these guys get to fire. This guy goes last, this guy goes first. Well, they go at the same time. So red is the PRC. So here we go. A 6 on the dogfight. Oh my god, a 9 on the dogfight. All right, it's on the 0 table. 6s is nothing for both. Now watch something funky happen here. On the -3 table for that jackass, of course, I knew it, he rolls a 1. On the -3, is that even going to be good enough? It He's got a 0. Do I get any pilot skill? No, 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 and no. So, oh, that's the A, D, and D. So I pop this guy 1, which is good. We still don't get through to get to this guy, which was the whole point of the exercise. Okay, so none of that works. They go back to the flown box. These guys go back to the flown box. Now I've got 2 units going in for the support. They're both the same. We're just going to move them both back to their flown boxes and call it bygones. We're going to pour another drink because that's what you do. And we're not going to acknowledge that we just spilled a drop on the map. We are going to put a little bit of water in it. Okay, where were we? Air combat, done. So now let's resolve some combat. And while we're over here, let's do this guy because this will be fast and first. I'm surprised my camera is still working. Scott, you're a champ. Hanging in there, man. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I have got 10 factors, 15 factors, 21 factors. And I've got this guy as well. Plus 6, 21 is 27 factors to 5. Can I bring anything else in? Okay, that's going to make that 5 to 1, a raw 5 to 1. But he's fighting in urban. Hey man, thank you. Fighting in urban, let's see. Urban is going to pop him back. Urban doubles him, so it's not 5 to 1. So it's 10. What did I say it was? 27. So now it's 2.5 to 1. So it's 2 to 1. And we want to know that it's 2.5 to 1 for a reason. I'll tell you in a sec. 2 to 1. We're going to... we are going to look at the efficiency rating. So I'm going to use this guy as my highest guy. I got a +2. That's going to be 2 column shifts. So I'm in urban. Can you see that? So where is it? Urban's here. And I said it was 2 to 1. We pop up 2 to 4 to 1. We go to the 4 to 1 table. We go to the 4 to 1 table. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes that we're attacking from. That is going to pop us up. It's going to give us a -1 DRM. The choppers are going to give us a -2 DRM. That's -3. We have to roll for AA for the choppers. Damn it! Forgot about that. Roll a 5. What does that do? AAA on choppers. AAA on choppers. He said quickly. AAA on choppers on a roll of 5. Local Sam. Miss. Is there a modification for choppers? I think there is. Yeah, -1 versus... No. Do get a -1 for AAA. Here we go. I'll roll a 3, you bitch. All right, that's gonna knock off 1. Yeah, that's gonna knock off 1. So instead of being 2 here, it's only 1. So 4 to 1, -1 DRM, -1 for the come on, Kevin. For being basically surrounded, and then -1 for the fact that it wasn't exactly 3, 4, or 5 to 1. So the differential there always gives you a DRM. No other benefits that I can see. That's going to be a -3 to the die roll on the 4 to 1 table on the urban terrain. And I rolled an 8. This is going to be ugly. Oh God! Did I say -3? Fuck, crying out loud. All right, could have been worse. It's a 1-1. That's gonna pop that guy because he's already reduced. So yay for the good guys. Whoops, counters on the floor. Nobody move. I gotta lose a step. Gotta take it from the unit that had the efficiency rating used. We do that. I cleared the hex. We can advance into the hex. We will indeed do that. I will advance this dude and that dude, with the view that we will try and clear that hex this turn. But we can also advance the armor, and because it's armor, I can advance another hex, and nothing matters, I'm going to go to there. So there's that attack. Boom, that's done. So now, let's see, what the fuck are we doing over here? This is a disaster. Okay, this attack here, looks like I'm attacking there. I don't know who with or what I was planning on doing, but I think I'm going to use these guys. 6. Okay, there's 6 factors in supply versus a defense factor of 1. So that's a 6-to-1 automatic. We're going to get 2 DRMs for, well, first of all, we're going to get, that's a 3. Can you see that? That's really shitty to see, isn't it? Let's do this. I'm trying not to drag the crap around the map. Let's do that. Hello? Don't be an asshole. Okay. Okay, here we go. I need to move this. 6-to-1. That's a 3. This is a 5. That's a 2-column difference. That's going to put it up to 8-to-1. These turds are actually in the open. What were they thinking? It is infantry being attacked by mech. Oh, sorry. Infantry attacking mech. Is that going to make any difference? There is a modifier here for armor somewhere. Armored advantage. Bloody, bloody, blah. Says armored advantage in non-fortified, non-forest is doubled. Mech. Times 1.5. Mech and armor gets combined arms bonus. Okay, I'm going to give this guy the 2 because he's fighting the open, even though it doesn't say whether it's attack or defense. We would assume that would be beneficial to both. That makes sense, right? So back up the 2. That makes this a 3-to-1 attack with a 2-to-1, a 2-column shift for the effectiveness rating. 2-to-1 pops up to 4-to-1. I'm going to get a 4-to-1. I'm going to get 4-to-1. I'm attacking from 1 hex, no benefit there. I'm going to use these dudes. That's going to pop me up 1 more. That's 5-to-1. And I'm just going to roll the dice with, where are my choppers? Let's put these choppers in here. 4-to-1, that's going to put 2 choppers in. Got to roll for AA. 9 and 3. So it's going to be a 1. It's -1. I roll a 7. -1 is 6 on, what did I say? Shit. 3-to-1. 5-to-1. I think I said 5-to-1. God, I'm so fucked. 6. That's a 6. That's another 1-1. Oh, it's in the open. Hang on. Nobody move. Boom. 1 retreat. There it is. Okay. That's what we wanted. 1 step dead. So that's another Chinese bastard off the map. Put that guy there. Put that guy back in the floor box. Chopper. Goats rotated all the way around. That's his second action for the turn. We can advance into the hex. I don't know if we have to or not, but we will. I think we do have to. And that is 1 attack. Okay, we've got another attack here that we need to hit. Let's do that. Here, I'm attacking even though I'm halved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factors. Plus 6 is 12 factors attacking 2 factors. 2 factors. That's it. Did I say 2 factors to 12? 6-to-1 attack. 6-to-1 attack. I'm just going to roll right now so I don't forget. 6-to-1 attack and roll the 3. That game's over. 6-to-1. And there's 4 on the mods. I've actually got 6 on the mods, but I've got to do AA for both of those guys. Oh, 2 zeros. You're shitting me. 2 zeros on the AAA is going to be aborts. You bastard. Okay, they're both done. 6 to 1 with the 2 DRM plus the effectiveness rating of, there's a 7 there. So if we use this guy, that's going to be, they're a 3 and I'm a 7, but I'm out of supply, so I'm a 6. They're a 3 and I'm a 6, it's a +3. That's going to drop me, that's going to put me up, that's going to put me on the max odds. Okay, we're on the max odds column, here we go. Roll a 5 with a -2. Anyone following that? Because I'm not. 5 with a -2. 2-step loss. Both those guys are dead. Genius. Man, this is deadly. Okay, this goes off. He goes to the flown bucket. What are we going to do now? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to advance to here. Okay. All right, that's that combat. 2 more combats to go, and then we're going to call it quits for the night because I am probably had my quota. Okay, we did that. I've got to do AA and Sam for that guy. That's going to -1 off that, so he's a -1. Let's put a 1 on that so I don't forget. And he's got a strike 1 on him. Strike 1 is going to reduce his defensive value by 1 and his effectiveness rating by 1. And we're going to attack this mother with 5. Oh, look at this bad boy. We're just going to, this guy's dead. We don't even need to roll the dice here, but for the exercise, that is going to be 23 to 1. So even, I just rolled a 9. That's hilarious. So even rolling a 9 in the open, I'm going to have so many DRMs. I'm going to have 2, actually 3. I'm only going to have 3 DRMs. I roll a 9. Oh, that's classic. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, it's a 1. It's a 1-step loss with a retreat. So yeah, we do get him and we don't lose anything. If I had to roll the raw, if it had been a net raw or a net 9, I actually would have taken a step loss on that, and that would have pissed me off because I would have had to use the lose my little Marines, and we don't like losing Marines. I just realized I flipped a unit over. We can't do that. Okay. Strike counter can come off. I think, yeah, that can come off. Yeah, I didn't even add that. That would have made it even better. So that dude goes back, and he's got to rotate and be done. And these guys can advance. Do I want to advance? I probably do. I want to go 1, and I get a bonus for the excuse me, a bonus for the mech attack. And that's it. Now, last attack over here. I'm really impressed the periscope hasn't crashed yet. Okay. Now these guys are all, I believe, out of, no, they were in supply when we checked, so I'm good here, I think. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 factors to 7. 16 to 7, except they're in urban and they're doubled. So that's a 1-to-1 with the rounding. So it's going to give us a -1 DRM. There is a little table you can use to keep track of the DRMs, but I use my pinkies. So there's that. That's 1 minus. Why don't I have any air here? Because they all got chased off, right? And no choppers because I'm an idiot. Fine. I do have a +2 differential on, actually a +3 differential because of the effectiveness ratings. So that's going to bump it from 2 to 1 to 5. No, sorry, from 1 to 1 to 1.5 to 2 to 1 to 3 to 1. So we're at 3 to 1 with a -1 and a -1 for 2 or more hexes. Is that right? 2 or more? No, it's 3 or more. Shit. Okay, so it's only a -1. I need a really good roll here. Five minus 1. What is that going to be in urban? Oh, it's just not good. One step, one step. Okay, so they lose a step. We'll lose the weakest one. They can ignore the retreat, and I've got to lose a step. I have to lose another fucking... This is a 3-4, man. This is the boys. That's gay. All right, I'm pissed. That hex, I'm gonna nuke that freaking hex next turn. That's it. I'm done. Okay, that's combat, I think. Oh, dope. Look at that. I got rogue choppers. We've got one more attack to do. This guy's gonna die. Yeah. Look, I'll roll a die. If I roll a 9, I'll take a step loss. No. Okay, 5. 5 on max odds in the open. Yeah, max odds in the open is not going to be good. On a 5 would be I'd take a step loss and they lose 2 steps. But I have 4 on the AA, which I have not rolled for, so let's just do that. A 9 and a 5, so that's going to be would be a -1. So yeah, I'm not losing anything on this turn. So he's done, and he comes. We can advance. So let's go 1, 2. Whoops. With the armor, we'll get these guys. Oh, there's a nice strong unit. He's going to advance 1 more hex and go into there. These guys go back to here. These guys can go to here. Should have moved those. Should have moved. I moved that. That's fine. Okay, so we're max odds there. That was fine. Okay, so Scott, that's it, man. That's the joy machine right there. That, what happens there is now movement, combat, reaction movement. Now the non-initiative player would have a chance to react with all of their units up to their full movement allowance. So I will do that in the next turn. I'm going to now move the track here to surely I get exploit move. That must only be in the yeah, he does not get that. We don't get that. We don't get that. That's because that's initiative only. We're in the reaction move. Okay, we're in the reaction move phase. I'm going to call it bygones. Probably need to finish off that. Have one more of those maybe. I got to get up early tomorrow morning and pretend like I give a shit. All right, later, dude. Thanks for hanging out and watching with me. You are awesome, Scott. Take it easy, dog. Oops. How do we actually end this broadcast? I have no idea. I need to really use this a little bit more. Later, guys.